What the? Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Motherlands, a great new series from Vertigo. Guys, if you think you've got mother issues, believe me, you don't got near the mother issues as the protagonist in this story has. The protagonist in Motherlands, her name is Tabitha Tumbak, and she's got a very dysfunctional relationship with her mother, who is Selena Tumbak, who used to be a troll hunter or a retriever. This takes place in the future where instead of discovering life on other planets, what they discovered was life in alternate dimensions. And so what happens is that criminals get away with crime in one, they commit a crime in one universe, and then they skip to an alternate universe called strings. And there's millions of different strings. So you might jump from string 1 to string 1,245,253, and then you might jump back to string 5 and string 6. And so you can escape accountability for any crime you commit by just hopping from string to string. And that's really what this is all about. Now, it's called Motherlands. Why is it called Motherlands? Well, because it relates to the dysfunctional relationship between the protagonist, Tabitha Tumbak, and her mother, Selena Tumbak. Now, Selena Tumbak, Tabitha's mother, is washed up. She's old, she's washed up, and she was always cruel to her daughter, because Tabitha Tumbak grew up an overweight person, an overweight child, and the only person that Tabitha ever really loved was her brother, Baba. But unfortunately, Tabitha's dad basically took Baba and left her mother. And so basically it was a case where mother and daughter were together, and father and son were together, and father wanted nothing to do with mom. And so father is away with her brother Baba, committing crimes throughout the multiverse. Meanwhile, ironically enough, mother and daughter are training to actually capture criminals that are committing crimes throughout the multiverse. However, having said that, growing up, Baba, Tabitha's brother, kept in secret communication with her, always promising Tabitha that, Dad and I, we're going to come and get you and rescue you from your terrible mother. And she was always wanting that because her mother was always cruel to Tabitha. And yet they had as dysfunctional as their relationship was, there's love there, but just a very dysfunctional kind of love. It's that type of characterization that makes this series so interesting. We're 4 issues in here. The art's really good, and the concepts, the language, the adult situations that they find themselves in. This is definitely a Vertigo series. This isn't something you want to buy for your buy for a teenager. Maybe I wouldn't suggest that. This is definitely adult content, but it's very well written, and Cy Spurrier really does a great job. And the artist is Rachel Stott, and I believe the artist changes from issue to issue somewhat. The art in other issues includes Pete Woods and also guest artist Stephen Byrne. Guys, the high point in this series is the characterizations that overlay all of the fantastic settings from the various multiversal worlds that they travel to. On the cover of the very first issue, it says, tagging trash and earning cash, multiversal manhunting with mama. And that pretty much sums it up. This is Tabitha basically being forced, or at least having her mother tag along while they try to hunt down her brother Baba, who's basically the greatest criminal in the galaxy. And meanwhile, other bounty hunters are also looking for Baba. And so this is a hugely dysfunctional family. We got Tabitha in a very bad relationship with her mother, and her mother wanting to salvage the relationship with her daughter. She also wants to find her son. Tabitha has a mixed relationship with Baba, her brother Baba, who failed to rescue her from her mother early on, so she was forced to grow up with her mother. So this is one giant dysfunctional family. Meanwhile, they're trying, Baba's trying to avoid being caught. Meanwhile, Tabitha's trying to find Baba. Meanwhile, other bounty hunters are jumping from string to string, trying to find Baba. And it's all one giant dysfunctional family mess called Motherlands. And I'm telling you, this is a fun read. It's 4 issues in. I'm really curious to know how the story arc is going to end. The characterizations are really good. The humor is spot on, I think. The first issue starts off a little slow. You got to hit by the end of the second issue where things really start to pick up. And third and fourth issues are just really hitting it out of the park for me. Cy Spurrier is a really great writer. This started off slow, but the first issue was set up. You really had to read the first issue to understand this world that we're in the future that consists of very different alternate multiverses and jumping from string to string, and it really sort of sets the tone. This is well worth it. Guys, I encourage you to pick up Motherlands. If you can pick up the 4 issues, great. Get it digitally however you can. It's worth the read. It's definitely an alternative scientific take. Good science fiction, good characterization, and Cy Spurrier is a writer to watch because, as I said before, he has written Labyrinth, Jim Henton's Labyrinth, which is, I know, Professor Bill has sung the praises of this comic in some of his reviews. Overall, guys, I got to give this series a solid B+ rating because it's a great combination of science fiction and family character dysfunction. Check it out. Check out my own channel at Comic Boom. I will be finishing the review of this series in the months to follow on my own channel at Comic Boom. I'm on YouTube, and you can also follow me on Twitter at Comic Boom, at Metropolis40. And also, guys, continue to follow Professor Bill at Comic Book University. And I thank him for letting me do this review for you. And until next time, Comic Boom, out.